Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I don't know what time it is where you are, but right now it is time for more insight. This is insight you could trust because there is more where it came from. I'm your host. I'm Chris Moore. Uh, Make sure you like, follow, subscribe. Make sure you do all those things. We're trying to grow this channel. We're trying to become bigger. We're trying to become better. And the only way we can become bigger and better is through your assistance, through your help, through your love, through your support. So make sure you like, follow, subscribe, all those good things. And let's make something beautiful happen. Today with me, I am not by myself, y'all. I have a special guest in the building. Every once in a while, somebody young steps into the game, not just to play it, but they actually rebuild it. Today's guest, he's not chasing clout, but he's building infrastructure. He is the founder and CEO of Front Office Management. This is dropping in August of 2025. August, y'all. 8 is the number of new beginnings. That's what August is, and there's a new beginning coming with Front Office Management. He's the VP of NIL marketing of the PC Sports Group. This man is going to be helping athletes move like pros before they even turn pro. From brand deals to mentorship, from vision to execution, he's going to make sure that the next generation, not just getting paid, not just getting all this money, but making sure they're getting positioned. And that's what the real goal is. He's not here to fit in, but he's here to front load the future. Please welcome the architect behind the athlete marketplace, Front Office Management, Jake Duniver. How you doing today?
Doing good. I appreciate the intro.
Hey man, I try to, make sure I give y'all your flowers. I ran over your page. I did my own little research, and I'm very impressed with you. I'm very impressed with what you have going on with Front Office Management. I have to ask this question. This is I always ask everybody this. This chapter of your life, if you can name it anything, what's this chapter of your life called?
That's a great question. I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to say new beginnings because I guess I don't know, it's kind of like, I guess, cliche, but I don't know, just trial and error, I guess. I guess
I'm not
something
mad
that
at that.
a lot of my mentors and stuff have told me, like, is just try as much as you can while you're young, and then just got to see what sticks, and that's kind of like what I'm doing right now in life, and hopefully in this space of NIL, hopefully for a long time.
And Jake, I think that's something that we can both lean on because I'm doing trial and error myself. I've been at this More Insight show for about 2 months now, doing interviews, just trying to get them in, trying to get them out, trying to tell stories that people aren't telling. And your story is one that I'm very interested in. Like I said, you're an impressive young man. But I want to ask you this question. Who is Jake Duniver?
I would say first and foremost, I'm a believer, so like that's probably the root of all of it. A lot of it just stems from there, I guess, and just the idea of trying to live out my faith daily, and a lot of that's kind of what inspired my app, and kind of inspired like who I try to be every day. I guess the whole idea behind the app is just a way to be able to give back to a community of athletes that I guess that resonates with me and how I grew up and my life story. And then I just jumping into the NIL, and as I progress it, I'm trying to attain my NBA license and FIBA license as well shortly in this next couple of years. Just seeing how the industry is as a whole, and sometimes it can be a little shisty, and I just want to be able to be a part of that change, and hopefully at the end of it make something better than the way like it started, or leave something better than the way like I entered into it. So.
I love that. I love that you said that. I want to know this one thing. Have you always been into business, or this side of the sports world? Is this something new for you, or what's your background with business and sports?
So actually, this past May, I graduated with an accounting degree and business degree as well from St. Mike's. So I would say like I've always kind of had like a knack for business. Like even growing up, like I had like a couple uncles and stuff who were in real estate, and always be around them. They used to tell me when I was younger, I was always trying to cut deals. And like whenever it came to just like little things and stuff like that. So I'd say I always had a knack for it, but I think someone who kind of really like brought my attention to like the sports side of business, the business side of sports would be, I guess, my mentor, who's actually my co-founder as well, Dexter Cummings. So I met him actually about, I think it was like eighth grade or so. Um, and just from there on off, like kind of like hit it off. He's the one who actually fixed my jump shot. So I'll credit him that. Um, but along with that, just the journey of like navigating through finding the right high school, finding the right college to play at, played a huge role in that. And I guess that's essentially what I'm trying to provide people with the app too. Is like, I know everybody's not lucky or blessed enough to have someone come into their life at that right time where you're trying to make that transition and figure out all these different things. And I guess that's just what I'm trying to like fill that void and fill that gap for some other people.
Man, that's absolutely incredible, man. So tell me, what is Front Office Management app? What is the goal here? What are you doing for athletes?
Okay, so I would start off by saying, like, as our slogan, it's a marketplace for athletes. And with that, I guess the kind of idea behind it was like Fiverr, like your Upworks, a place where you can go find like trusted professionals and hire them and bring them on and to help you out, like complete some tasks. I know like another like experience that kind of sparked it for me was I was actually like helping out a teammate as I was getting into like the NIL space and stuff like that. Um, and he was actually in podcasting, trying to get his podcast started and doing that. But I know the things he kept running into was it was just him by himself or either him and me like trying to help him out, bounce ideas off each other. And I'm like, I know for me, while I was in school as a full-time athlete and now he's still in school as a full-time athlete, it's very difficult to try to manage a whole business and then also manage your day-to-day life as a student athlete. And I know that, okay, I was like, like how do we solve this problem? Right. And the first thought was, okay, just get an agent, right? Like that'll solve all my answers.
Yeah, that's easy.
But unfortunately, like kind of like as I learned, like one, not every agent promises you, or not every agent comes through on the promises they make you initially. So there's that side of it. And then there's just a simple fact, like smaller agencies may not have the manpower to do some of those things. I mean, I work at one now personally, like we've been blessed to be able to have some people like who are experienced in other areas and we can have a couple people on staff for as small as an agency we are. But typically a lot of them are outsourcing. Like you got to go DM a videographer or DM like some guy who can do like your graphic designs and stuff like that through Instagram. And I was like, okay, like it's a pretty like archaic space. You would think like we're in the 21st century and a lot of the agency stuff is kind of done like spreadsheets, Excel spreadsheets, or just backdoor DMing somebody on Instagram. It's like, why can't we, I don't know, kind of like bring all these great minds together in one place and provide that for the athletes and make it easy on them. So like now you're not getting a random DM from someone and wondering like, hey, is this dude verified? Like, can I trust him? Now we kind of like take a lot of the legwork out of it and try to bring athletes those trusted services. So
I'm glad that you mentioned security in a sense, making sure that the athletes are protected.
Yeah.
How are you protecting the athletes from being exploited?
Yeah, so for us, like that process looks like whenever service providers get an opportunity to sign up for an app, what we do is we would manually check. So like we go and figure out, okay, like does this person's license like they said? And it kind of goes through like our process of, I guess, just like a background check essentially. Um, and then also with that, we are like working on integrating in more automated version of that, like as we scale and as we grow, to make it a little bit easier on us as well. But I would say like that's really like the first step and where it started. So um just using our resources, like I know some people who kind of like work in both spaces. So one of our agents is an NBA licensed agent, another one of our agents is a FIBA licensed agent. So we got access to some of those things to be able to see, okay, like who's actually registered, who's not. And then just also using some of like my network of trusted sources. So I know my co-founder Dex, he was Harvard law graduate, so like he's been in that industry for a while as a lawyer. So just the different connects he has on the finance and then also legal side, using some of that network and just trusted people that we have relationships with and stuff like that. So I think that's kind of how we do some of the make sure it's secure and safe for like our athletes to use. You know?
And you mentioned services. So when you say services, are these just agents? Are there financial advisors, marketing? I know you said something about graphic design. Can you mention some of those services that you all will be offering through front office management?
Yeah, so like the idea is anything you can think of that you would need as an athlete, whether it be high school through professional. So I know another friend like of mine who's a professional athlete, like he kind of inspired the idea of like chefs having like a recovery like therapist, like PT, like all of that, like even a wellness coach as well, having access to just the different things you may need as a professional athlete or a college athlete, high school athlete to be successful, um, is all welcome on our platform. So just allowing you to be able to handpick and build the team that you feel like you need, and not just having an agent, because like I said, like the reality is, in some cases, you may not even need an agent. You may not be ready for an agent as an athlete. And now you got someone taking 10% or 15%, and they're not really doing a whole lot for you. Or if they are, it's like you're not really ready to have. You don't need all that, you know. And I think what this kind of allows us to do is allow athletes. Okay, if I'm in high school and I have zero offers, I don't need an NIL agent. Like I need a good trainer, you know? Like I need to work on
Right.
my jump shot so I can get these offers first. And you know, as the thing grows and as you grow yourself as a player and as a brand, okay, maybe now I need someone to help me with my marketing and to market me as an athlete online and grow my social media so I can get brand attention. So like that's kind of the whole idea behind it, and just allowing, you know, your team to grow as you grow as an athlete along your journey.
And I know the NIL marketplace expands beyond just college football.
Mhm.
Something that a lot of people don't even know.
Yeah.
What's the beginning age that you all will assist athletes?
As far as like the NIL side, or are you talking about just for like the app and?
Let's go app in general,
Mhm.
and then let's also go to NIL.
Okay, so like I'd say for the app in general, like I said, just looking from realistically like any age that's like high school, maybe even eighth grade range, kind of like that age group I talked about, like where I kind of got introduced to like the sports side. Because honestly, as we look at the landscape, it's just getting younger and younger each year. Like you got kids playing EYBL juniors now, and it's like coaches are offering kids in eighth grade, and it's like, you know, like it gets younger and younger. So like the need for someone to actually run an athlete's Instagram might be, he might need a PR person in eighth grade, to be honest with you, to be able to help him make some income as a student athlete and to grow his brand. Or he might, quite honestly, he might need an NIL agent. Like there's some states who are allowing their athletes in high school to get paid from some of these like either brands, and some of these major high schools have booster clubs that quite honestly are paying their athletes out. I know in Texas that's pretty big for some of the football players. So like I think just really that high school eighth grade range is probably where we start at. I know for us, for PC Sports Group, we try to stick to like that high school, like probably getting ready to go into to college range for us. Because like I said, like our connection with like some of the college coaches, and then also just um I would say like we're built for that age range right now. Because we may not have like the largest team to be able to fulfill all those needs. And the big thing about us is just being upfront with our guys and what we do have, so we don't overstretch ourselves or overpromise things. So we try to like stick to that high school getting ready to go into college range.
The one thing you never want to do is overpromise and underdeliver. So I'm glad that you all are taking that approach. That's how you should approach any business. But in business, a lot of athletes don't understand business. You are an athlete who understands business and whose acumen is growing day by day. What advice would you give to athletes to think long term when it comes to business?
I mean, I would say it's really just, I guess, like an everyday decision. I don't know, like look at it how you would look at practicing anything or preparing yourself for anything. Like that was like the most easy parallel for me when it was explained to me. Look at it how you would look at your athletic career. You're not just gonna jump to one team because they're offering you a better opportunity there. Like, don't get me wrong, some kids do that in AAU, but unless you're that 5-star, 4-star player, most of the time it doesn't end up too well for you. Because you jump to one team, then you jump to the next team, and it's like, oh, I never got my way, so like, let me transfer here because I'm not playing here, and coach don't like me. Like, I think when you start to make excuses or when you start to um I don't know, try to seek instant gratification, it typically never works out. I guess in the business world, it's called FOMO, fear of missing out. So you see one guy who has all these offers, so like now you think, oh, I got to go and do this. I would just say everybody's journey is different. Um, and yes, there's going to be moments where it's like this doesn't feel like this is working. But I would just say stay the course, and the most important thing is the people that surround you. And I think that kind of ties back into just like everything we've talked about today is just like really surrounding yourself around the right group of people. And I think with that, you can really face anything, honestly. So, yeah, that's kind of the advice I would give.
And let me bring it to you. As a founder, every founder has hit a wall. As a creative, I've hit a wall. People just hit these slow moments where it gets rough. Um, what's been your lowest moment in building this? And how have you gathered yourself? How have you overcome those issues to keep on going?
I guess I would say it's like the moment when I decided to no longer be afraid to fail, I think is when everything opens up for you.
Mm,
Because in the past I've tried to start businesses before, like dabbled in like the space, apps, you name it, pretty much. I've tried to like start it. Um, I think it's really just when you get to that point of like, okay, like let's just try a bunch of stuff. Like I said, trial and error, man. Like try a bunch of stuff and then see what sticks, you know? And then if you fail, you get up, you move on. It's kind of the same thing as like getting reps in the gym, like being a basketball player. It's like if you're so worried about, oh, coach gonna pull me out if I don't make this next shot, you're never gonna shoot and you're just gonna average 0 points. And chances are coach gonna yank you out the game anyway because you ain't producing. So like that's kind of how I try to think about just the business journey. Like don't be afraid to fail. And then for like your lowest moments, I guess for me, I would say it's I don't know, just getting past that point of being afraid, like, okay, like what if I start this and what if it doesn't pan out how I want? Well, it's like you would never know unless you did it. So I think that's it. And I guarantee you there's gonna be pretty more moments like that as we hit different milestones where it's gonna be like, okay, like we really want to make this change, but we may not have the funding for this. But I mean, like I said in the beginning, like I'm a man of faith, so I do hold strong to that. Prayer is powerful. So definitely in those low moments, that's one of the first things I do. But I would just say, like I said, just don't be afraid to fail and just keep trying new things each day.
every lesson starts with an L. You can't get to the end of the lesson until you get past that L first. So I'm glad that you said that. You mentioned one word in there that really stuck with me: funding.
Mm,
I know that this is a startup. I know that, there are costs. I
yep.
grew up in church, so I understand, I understand the building fund. I understand church anniversary. So in a sense, this is your church anniversary, so to speak. Um, there is funding that is needed. There is some assistance that is needed. Where can people go and assist? Where can people reach out? How can people get in contact with you in order to learn more about how to fund front office management?
Yeah, so like when it comes to learning out how to fund and just get in touch, all my info is on my Instagram page. Like if you want to reach out to me, it's in my contact bar. up there. And then also, if you go on the front page, sign up page, it should have my email and everything listed there. So those are all just different points of contact that people can reach out if you're interested in learning more.
I love that. I love that. I can't wait to see what your future looks like. I'm pretty sure, athletes are going to be coming knocking down the door because this is something that is necessary. I've talked to athletes numerous times, and a lot of them don't like handling the business side. So being that they can sign up with front office management, this takes care of everything for them. Let me ask you this. This is a segment called 3 on 3. It's 3 questions. You give me your top 3 answers. And then, I listen. I don't judge. I don't make any. I may make an assessment, but I'm not going to judge you. Give me 3 of your inspirational role models.
I would say 1, my father. 2, I would say my mentor. And then I think the last person, I don't know who I would give it to. Inspirational role.
Somebody in the business world that you look up to, that you admire their business moves.
I guess I could say Mark Zuckerberg. I admire his drive, especially being an athlete. So I guess I would say those 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll go with that. Give me 3 of your favorite books. You're a businessman, you're a founder, you're a CEO, so I'm pretty sure there are some good books in your library. What are those 3 favorite books of yours?
So the first one would be the autobiography about Reginald Lewis. It's called Flash It All the White Guys Have All the Fun. So that's definitely one. Then I would say Atomic Habits. That was a pretty good book. And then blanking on the last one. I forget the title, but it was about leadership. It was this former Navy SEAL. I'm forgetting his name. But it was a book pretty much just going over like his leadership journey and things like that. But yeah, I would say those are my top 3 books that I read that I think kind of like helped shape me. So.
His name wouldn't be John Sanchez by any chance, would it?
I don't think so.
I just talked to a leader earlier today, and he might be a Marine, not Navy SEAL. Either way. The last question, I'm stuck between these 2. Well, you're a businessman, so, life occupies your mind a lot. So what are the 3 things that you like to do to just relax and chill out?
The first one I would say is 1, prayer. That's definitely helpful. Then 2, I would say just like relaxing, just sitting down, watching a good movie. Like that's always good. And then also just playing basketball. That's kind of like something, I don't know, ever since I was little, it's always brought me some type of peace. So I would say those 3 things.
Do you have a favorite NBA team?
I am in the DMV, so I would say the Wizards, but I can't say that they're my favorite team.
Yeah.
I'm more of a player like type of guy. Like I follow players. KD's been my guy since I've been little, so like that's who I like to watch. KD for sure.
I'm definitely a LeBron guy.
Okay,
so
yeah. I'm not a LeBron hater. I appreciate LeBron, but
same. I'm not a KD hater. I used to hate KD, but once I understood KD, I'm good with him. And then I did love him and LeBron on the podcast together. That was great.
Yeah, that was dope.
We'll close out with a couple more questions, and then we'll go from there. When this app drops, when the dust settles, what do you want front office management to mean in the sports world? And essentially, it'll be sports tech because it is an app and it is technical. So what do you want front office management to represent in the sports and the tech world?
I guess I wanted to represent the shift in the traditional agency and management archetype to the modern era. I guess that's the whole idea, to kind of just disrupt that space. I know it's like a cliche, everyone uses that buzzword, but I mean that's really kind of the idea behind it, is just to unite a lot of what I feel like is kind of an erratic and somewhat chaotic space now, and
Yeah.
try to make it make more sense to the clients, the people who actually benefit from it the most. So the athlete.
Speaking of chaos, there is an individual who occupies a White House in DC, but he also has residence in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of conversation going around about NIL, putting creating more infrastructure around NIL. In my opinion, it appears that when certain people get money, you got to figure a way to take it back from them.
Mm-hmm.
That's just me.
Yep.
I'm not speaking for you. I'm not speaking for front office management. That is Chris Moore and more insight. But what do you think about the idea of providing infrastructure for NIL?
Okay, so that's kind of that main reason was that it's a wild west, right? Things are changing every day, and building something like this app, I think, is more flexible than, let's say, some of the other apps that are like your open door app, or like your, I think it was Deloitte who came out with the NIL Go, which is kind of regulating some of the stuff now, which um I know there's gonna probably be a lot of lawsuits that come out of that one itself. They're trying to limit how much an athlete can earn even with that. But I think what this is more focused on, instead of really like making the athlete the face of a brand, which you can kind of limit, I think what this is trying to set athletes up to do is to think of themselves as a business. Um, and I think a key way around someone trying to limit how much you can make as the face of a brand, or how much money a brand can pay you to, I guess, advertise for them, is make yourself that business. So like the idea behind the app was kind of like, okay, let's stop running to Nike for this quick check. Like, granted, it might be a multi-million-dollar shoe deal, but why can't you be the creator of your own Nike, right? Why can't you build a team that can help you do what LeBron's doing by, I know, like, he has his own alcohol brand, he has his own media company. Like, why can't you build a team yourself and do that, right? And instead of trying to just get that check from the Nikes of the world, get that check from the Adidas of the world. Like, that's what it's trying to really set you up to do. And what that does is, truthfully, gives you ownership. That's where the true value is. And I think for a long time, um, the athletic space has really just been about those one-off deals, and then let me take a percentage of that, versus let's build a team that can build something long term, and hopefully now set these athletes up for success. And I mean, the money some of these guys are making, and these women are making, is at this age in college, like, if they do it right and get the right team around them early enough, like, they could be set for life. Like, you look at LeBron at the age of 18, he was getting these multi-million-dollar deals from Nike, and because he had a good team around him, he's a billionaire before the age of 50. So it's like, now you're giving somebody in college a head start with that, and let's say they have a long career in the pros. Like, who knows the earning potential for that, and just not only the earning potential, but the impact that they can have on the next generation of athletes, right? Now it's like, I'm not waiting. Now I'm not just a Nike athlete, right? And I'm stuck to this contract. Now I'm someone who owns my own brand, and now I can create the, I guess, the next wave of athletes who think that similar way, and they're not just waiting, not to say like as a handout, but they can run and own their own thing, right? And it allows you to kind of just, I don't know, build culture in a way, and kind of like shape the world the way you want it to be, instead of having to wait on the money to come into you. You can be to making that money, and you can now make those decisions because you own it, I guess, to say it in short.
You said it all, Jake. Very impressive. Like I told you before, I don't even know how I came across your app. It's one of those things. It's a God thing. But I came across it on Instagram. I reached out to you. I had to learn more about it because I just know that there are so many athletes. I have a cousin right now who's a senior in high school,
Okay.
dealing with an injury. but he's still in that senior year of high school, trying to figure out what he's going to do, what school he can go to. So this is something I could definitely say, hey, look at doing this.
Mm-hmm.
Let me put you on the front office management. Try to get your face out there a little bit more. So I am glad that I was able to get in contact with you and we were able to get on and just share some more information about front office management. I look forward to seeing you in the future. I'm pretty sure. I hope that Afrotech calls you to come down to their conference. Any of the sports tech, sports fairs, events, anything. But I also want to give you a chance right now to give a shout out to anybody who you want, give some flowers to some people. Any last words that you want to leave with anyone that is watching this?
Well, I would say shout out to Dexter Cummings. So that's my co-founder, for giving me, like, I guess the idea to kind of even start this and get going on it. Then I would definitely say shout out to PC Sports Group for giving me a chance, and then also Low Sports Group, because they were the first. I didn't forget about y'all. First ones to kind of give me an opportunity in the NIL space and kind of learn a little bit more about that area. And then lastly, just a shout out to the front office app. Let's try to get as many follows as we can. Like every follow counts, every user counts, and yeah, that's pretty much all I got.
Awesome. And can you let the people know where they can find you and front office management?
Yeah, so you can find me on Instagram at Jacob Duniver. That's my tag, and then in my bio, there's my link tree. So that has all the front office TikTok. We got front office X, and we got a front office Instagram account. Go follow those pages, and you can also reach out to me on any of those platforms.
Awesome. Jacob, thank you so much for your time, man. I
Thank you.
appreciate it. I look forward to where you are from a year from now. Definitely going to do a follow up within the next 6 months, just to do a rain check, just to do a follow up, get you another interview out there, man. But thank you so much again for accepting this invite, and we'll see you again.
All right.
Make sure y'all like, follow, subscribe. Make sure y'all do those things. Trying to build a community here, y'all. We're trying to give y'all stories from people that deserve to hear their stories being told. So make sure you follow Real Chris Moore everywhere on all the platforms. More insight is this show, and more insight is what I'm going to give you, because this is insight you can trust, because there is more where it came from. Thanks for tuning in, y'all, and we'll see you again.